Alright guys, we've got some massive Forsaken news to cover today. From huge dev team drama to brand new Aberrant Noli Teasers, major balancing issues behind the scenes, and more. There's a lot to go over. You definitely don't want to miss this one, so let's get right into it. Now we've got some pretty major drama to talk about, and honestly, this might be one of the biggest situations Forsaken has faced in a long time. For anyone who hasn't been keeping up, it was recently discovered that Kaiser, one of the developers on the Forsaken team, was still casually talking to Soul, the same person responsible for some of the most damaging events in Forsaken's history. This information was brought directly to Basil, one of the owners of Forsaken, and instead of shutting it down immediately or taking action, Basil responded by saying that she didn't care and essentially that it was Kaiser's choice if he wanted to talk to Soul. That absolutely blew up the community. People were shocked. The idea that any dev, let alone an owner, would brush off contact with someone who nearly destroyed the game ticked a lot of people off. The backlash was huge, and because of that, the Forsaken team eventually released an official public statement and confirmed that Kaiser had been fully demoted and removed from the developer team. They also removed others on the moderation side who were still in contact with Soul, so at least something was done, but the damage had already started spreading. One of the first ripple effects we're seeing is that Sharky Leo, a well-known Forsaken YouTuber, announced that he's quitting Forsaken content entirely. This situation isn't the only reason, but it definitely played a role in his decision, and losing major creators is always a blow to any game's community. And it doesn't stop there. Apparently, Vess, the animation director, someone who has contributed massively to Forsaken's identity with animations, polish, and overall quality, is also stepping away from the staff team. From what we know, Vess hasn't been in the best state mentally, and on top of that, strongly disagrees with Forsaken's current management. While they might return someday, as of now, it looks like they're gone for the foreseeable future, which is honestly a huge loss. The scary part is that this situation feels very similar to the last big Forsaken controversy, the reveal that Soul was still earning 25% of the game's revenue. That event triggered massive consequences, lost collaborations, lost opportunities, and a huge hit to Forsaken's reputation. If things keep going down this path, we might see more fallout from this drama as well. I genuinely hope the Forsaken dev team can recover from this, but right now, the community reaction is rough, morale is shaky, and trust in management is not looking great. Forsaken needs to handle situations like this way better, and they need to address things early instead of waiting for explosions. But that's just my take. Let me know what you guys think about everything going on. Nextly, we've gotten some really cool teasers about what might be an upcoming Aberrant Noli skin. And honestly, this could end up being one of the most interesting concept skins Forsaken has seen in a long time. For anyone who isn't aware, Alex, the same person who created the Aberrant John Doe skin, mentioned a while back that multiple killers actually have their own aberrant versions. These are essentially alternate designs based on what the characters would have looked like if Alex had been the one assigned to model them from the start. And one of those killers is, of course, Noli. Alex first teased Aberrant Noli by showing a rough early drawing of the design, and even though it wasn't fully polished, it already looked really interesting. He explained that the base model actually exists, but it's an older version. After that, he shared another teaser, this time a blurred image of Aberrant Noli's idle animation. Even blurred, you can tell the design sticks to Noli's black and purple color theme while adding a much creepier twist. More recently, Alex began posting even more information about Aberrant Noli, including some early lore ideas. According to him, Aberrant Noli is planned to be a jester of a fallen god, which is honestly such a unique angle for Noli's character. That alone opens up a ton of possibilities for how his animations, posture, and personality could look. We even got some extra art pieces showing that Aberrant Noli's fingers mimic a humanoid puppet, and they're designed to control others like a marionette. It's a super eerie detail and very fitting for the Aberrant theme. But the biggest teaser so far has been the early look at his observant ability animation. The animation itself looks extremely clean and very different from anything Noli currently has. Take a look.
What do we have here?
The effects are flashy, smooth, and have that twisted, unstable visual style that makes Aberrant skin stand out. We also got a close-up of the laugh loop animation, which makes it even easier to see the difference between Noli's normal design and this more unhinged Aberrant version. Now, of course, this is all still just a concept. Nothing is confirmed, and Alex hasn't said that Aberrant Noli is guaranteed to release. But considering how well Aberrant John Doe turned out, and how strong the community's reaction has been to these teasers, I genuinely think there's a real chance this skin could be considered in the future. Personally, I love this whole idea of giving killers aberrant versions. It gives us a look into alternate designs and lets the community imagine what Forsaken could have looked like if the early development path had been different. If every killer got an aberrant someday, that would be insane. Nextly, we've got some pretty serious concerns to talk about regarding the current state of balancing in Forsaken, and honestly, the situation is a lot worse than most people realized. As many of you already know, Kaiser was recently removed from the developer team, and regardless of what happened, there's no denying that he played a major role in balancing characters. Yes, there's a full balancing team, but losing someone who handled such a large portion of that workload is a huge hit to the game. Now here's where things get concerning. Kaiser recently revealed that the team was only given 4 days to balance both Veronica and guest 666. And when you hear that, suddenly a lot makes sense. Because let's be honest, both Sixer and Veronica have some very questionable balancing right now. Under normal circumstances, balance adjustments usually take weeks of testing, tweaking, receiving feedback, and polishing. But just 4 days? That's nowhere near enough. Kaiser mentioned that he had already voiced his concerns directly to Hiteko, and hopefully this means the dev team will rethink how they handle balancing in the future, because rushing characters this heavily is how we end up with the exact issues everyone is complaining about right now. But it gets even crazier. The person who took over balancing after Kaiser's removal also came forward and confirmed the same thing, but added that he had just 1 single day to completely rework parts of Veronica's kit. 1 day to redesign and re-implement a core mechanic. That's honestly ridiculous. And looking back, this explains so much. For example, if you watched Corso's early showcase of Veronica, you'll notice that the graffiti mechanic is very different compared to how it works now. That's because major parts of her kit were rapidly changed last minute. None of this is the balancing team's fault. They can't produce polished, well-tested gameplay under extreme time pressure. The new balancing lead ended his message by asking the community for feedback and suggestions on what balance changes they would like to see. And the community definitely delivered. Tons of replies, many with genuinely good ideas that could help fix the issues we're dealing with. So hopefully, this marks a shift toward better communication and more realistic development timelines. Because if Forsaken wants long-term stability, especially with the recent dev team shakeups, the balancing team absolutely needs proper time to work. Let me know what you think. Do these rush changes explain the current issues, or do you still think the balancing problems run deeper? And lastly, we've got some pretty unfortunate news about the Battle Bricks x Forsaken collab, and this one honestly hurts. Recently, Blue Zombie released a full thread breaking down everything that's been going on behind the scenes and how the current Forsaken drama has directly affected the collaboration. According to the thread, once the Treachstone skin releases, every other planned skin and piece of content for the collab is basically scrapped, completely gone. Nothing else is moving forward. Blue Zombie mentioned that there had already been a lot of turbulence throughout the process of working with the Forsaken team, but this latest situation, the drama involving Soul, the dev team shakeups, and the overall instability, was the final straw. Tomura's team reportedly feels uncomfortable continuing the partnership under the current conditions, and Bucket has officially requested that the collaboration be postponed indefinitely after Treachstone drops. That means no new skins, no extra content, no expansions, everything freezes. And honestly, this sucks. I already said earlier that collabs were probably going to start falling apart because of this whole situation, but the fact that it's happening this fast and to a collab as promising as Battle Bricks is a massive hit. This collab had a ton of potential, and the stuff we already got was genuinely great. Seeing the rest of it get shut down before it could even release is really disappointing. Now, there is a bit of hope. Blue Zombie did say they'd love to return in the future if things genuinely improve, and not just for a week or a month, but consistently over a long period of time. That's fair, and honestly, completely understandable given everything happening. As for Treachstone himself, all of his content is finished. The only thing missing is his custom chase theme. Once that's done, he'll be released as a badge obtainable skin, and after that, the entire collab goes on ice indefinitely. It's rough news, but hopefully things stabilize enough in the future for this collab to return. Anyways, that's all the Forsaken news for today. Forsaken is in a pretty rough state right now, but let's hope for the best. As always, stay safe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.